How's it going, everyone? So like she said, my name is Elias. I apologize. I was supposed to present yesterday, so I'm going to cut it a little bit shorter so you can get to lunch. But unfortunately, I had a flat tire on my way here, and I'm here a little late. So as Kimberly just stated, she took a little bit of what I was going to present on, which is good. So the Greater Than Graves is a bike ride to raise awareness and funds for the Graves' Disease and Thyroid Foundation, as well as to raise awareness of what Graves' disease is and what other thyroid diseases are. So, as she did state, the 2011 ride was from Anchorage, Alaska to San Francisco, and our ride was from Boston to San Francisco. So here's a picture of Michaela on the left, and Michaela, I saw her this morning. She was on her way to do some skydiving with her boyfriend, so that's why she's not in the audience. So I guess we could have made a 2011 and skydiving Greater Than Graves challenge, but apparently not. So on the right is my sister, who has Graves' disease, and her 2 children. She just had a baby 3 weeks ago, so she couldn't make it here to the conference, unfortunately. So here's just a brief outline of what I'm going to go over in our presentation. Some of the challenges that we faced, the personal people we met, the route that we went through, the Graves' Disease and Thyroid Foundation impact, what we were able to raise for them, and the awareness that we were able to spread, and the impacts on my life and the lives of my friends. So some of the challenges of the ride, when we started in Boston, basically the first 3 days, each of us fell about 4 times trying to get the kinks out. The only person who didn't fall, of course, was our driver, because he was in the car, so fortunately for him. So there was some harsh conditions on the road. We were on the road for 68 days of riding, and I think, well, I said barely there, it's because it only rained 4 days, which was a great surprise for us, but the heat got to us a lot on the road. It was sometimes 90 degrees for weeks on end, so we prayed for the rain, and it never came, really, so unfortunately we dealt with the heat. So we had some long days in Nevada. That was probably one of our biggest challenges. If you've been to Nevada and you've taken Route 6 and 93 down there, you realize that there's no towns in between hundreds of miles. So we had to ride 130 mile a day, 170 mile a day, and another 130 mile a day. And those were probably the toughest trials that we had, just keep continuing to go those long distances. And the other challenge that I put up here is seeing each other's smiling faces for 85 straight days. Whether it be on a bike, sleeping next to the guy, or in the car, you really learn your friends inside and out when you see them every day for 2 months. So that was a big challenge, as I'm sure everyone in this room has experienced. So the people that we met on the trip really made the trip, and I think that was the greatest impact for me, is the people that we met. We met so many people who were affected by the disease. I can name just a few off the top of my head. I was in a bike shop in Syracuse, New York, and we were talking with a guy who needed to get a new chain, and talking about what we were doing, telling him about the foundation and Graves, and he said, "Oh, well, I actually have Graves' disease," and he was a middle-aged man in his 30s. We met another woman. To me, that's middle-aged. We met a young girl in her 20s as a waitress at a restaurant in Erie, Pennsylvania, and she was just recently diagnosed. So we told her all about what great work the foundation does, and hopefully we can bring a little bit of inspiration to her with our ride. We've met also many other people who don't just have Graves, but other thyroid diseases. We met a woman who has 3 children. We met her at the Continental Divide, and she sent us off with some bananas and some granola bars, so she was very nice and grateful for what we were doing. Another thing that we did meet were tons of other people out there who are doing similar things like ourselves. Some of the pictures that I posted up here, the big group of us on the top right, that's 3 different teams of rides. That's myself and my fellow riders. There was also a group of, I think, 40 students from Illinois, the University of Illinois, who are doing a cancer ride. We met them. They were going from New York to San Francisco. And then the 2 gentlemen on the end are really quite the team. They're from Argentina. They're doing a 40,000 mile ride for ecosystem awareness, and that was just unbelievable. They're riding from Argentina to Anchorage and back down the coast, the southern coast of the western coast of Americas. So we saw them twice, actually. We saw them in Minnesota, and then we saw them again at Yellowstone. So it was quite an interesting group of people we met on the ride. So our route took us from Boston. We started out 6 months from yesterday, actually, and we rode from Columbus Park. Michaela's dad was there, who helped her a great deal with her trip, and he really helped us a great deal. So we left from Boston. We went on our way to Niagara Falls. We went to Ann Arbor and to the Kellogg Eye Center in the University of Michigan, and they were a big support for us. So I just want to let everyone know that they were a big sponsor for us, and they helped us out a lot. From there we went to Chicago. We went to the Twin Cities. We went through the Badlands, to the Black Hills, to Bighorn Mountains, Yellowstone, Yosemite, San Francisco. And through all the little towns that we went to, meeting tons of people and beautiful landscapes. I mean, this country really is amazing, and it was great to get out there and meet wonderful people and see wonderful places. So here are just some pictures of the guys. If you notice in the bottom left picture, Dr. Douglas, who was a presenter yesterday, he actually got to ride with us for 35 miles out of Michigan, and so that was a fun day, and they really were supportive, and I think he wanted to keep going, but he had to go back. Also, you can see any of the pictures. Our website's greaterthangraves.com. We have all the links to our Twitter, Facebook, our blogs that we had posted. So if you'd like to check that out, please do. It's a great website, and there's a lot of information on there. So the impact that we got was basically donations of $13,000 raised. That was through many different people, friends, families, strangers on the road, foundations such as the Kellogg Eye Center and Let's Face It Together Foundation in San Francisco. And we also got in-kind donation support of about $14,000. That was based around meals, hotels, equipment, things of that nature. The support that we got on the road, I think, was another part that was really amazing. And I talked to this a little bit before, but the people of this country are great people, and people like yourselves who are just lovely, wonderful people looking to help out, and that really made the ride for us. I don't think it would have been as fun or enjoyable or even possible without people in this country who are very supportive. The impact that we had in terms of raising awareness, we went through a few outlets, social media outreach. We had our blog, we had our Twitter accounts and Facebook accounts, and that really did a lot for us. It was really tough to impact a lot of people because we would be riding so many days, but I've even talked to a few people here who have followed our blog, and I think that's great, and I was really glad to hear that, because that's probably one of the biggest ways that we felt that we impacted people, is we got the word out there through that. And even all of our friends now know about the disease, and everybody who we come in contact with. So that's probably the biggest contribution I feel that we can make through a Greater Than Graves challenge. And the impacts on our lives, I just want to touch just a bit on this, because there's really no words to describe what this has done for me personally. The life lessons that I've learned between me and my friends, and the life lessons that I've learned from people with Graves' disease is really something that I'll cherish forever, and I'm really glad that I've had the opportunity to do this. My memories will never go away, and like I said, even the ones that I don't want to remember are still going to be there at the end of the day. So it was a great experience, and that leads me into my next segment here. Is what we're trying to do as our main goal for Greater Than Graves now moving forward is to continue the mission, spreading awareness, bringing Greater Than Graves challenges to persons who want to inspire or be inspired by those who are affected by Graves and other thyroid diseases. So as we move forward now, we've done 2 rides, and we're looking forward to try and build Greater Than Graves out. And what our goals are is to have other people have their own challenges. And what that means is, sorry.
Slideshow from current slides to get back on track.
I think it is. So the future challenges. Now I know that not everybody wants to ride their bike across country, and I might be crazy to do that, but there are so many things that you can do. Maybe you can challenge yourself, whether it be doing a walkathon, doing a bike ride, doing a swim meet, doing knitting, doing whatever it is that you feel you can challenge yourself but and at the same time raising awareness for Graves' disease. So we're really looking forward to hopefully getting more participants and really building out something that's lasting and impactable for everyone with Graves, and people who are unaware that they have it, and people who are unaware of the disease that exists. So that's our goal moving forward, and we really hope that we can bring that through Greater Than Graves challenges. We do have a survey that I would like you to take if you have the time, or if you're interested in doing a challenge of your own. And it's just online. The link is here, but we'll get it to you if you don't want to write it down or anything. So what I think that Greater Than Graves challenges can really bring for you is it's a great way to take control of the disease, I think. Michaela did it, and she, from hearing what she had to say about what she did, it was really something that was great to hear. She's such an inspiration to myself, and what she did was unbelievable to ride. And she told me all the stories of being fatigued every day and riding every day, and that's something that's really challenging. And I know that what it gave her was, and I don't want to speak for her, she's not here, but I think what it gave her is control over her destiny and control over what she was doing. So maybe it's whatever it might be for you, if it's not doing such a strenuous challenge as that, but it could be anything. So think about it, and we would really like you to explore the options of what challenges that you can do and how you can raise awareness. So that's the end of my presentation, and I dare you to come up with your own challenge. So I write down at the bottom who's next. So 2013 or 2014, let us know. And that's it. Yeah, does anybody have any questions? Sure.
With this only having been the second ride, but
Yes.
would you consider like meeting up with some of the official bicycling groups across the country to just sort of, like the Seed is Shining, see the Veterans Group, they will meet
Yeah.
with different bicycle organizations across the country, just to ride with them for maybe 30 miles, 50 miles, and that also seems to help raise
Absolutely.
awareness.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I think what we're looking to do now is, if we continue to do a bike ride, that would be a great route to go. If we want to do other challenges, but there's the same ideas that you can meet up with larger foundations that might do similar things. So that's really something that we would like to think about and move forward with on it. I know I thought about doing another ride recently, and after I did this presentation, I was like, oh, okay, what's the next ride for myself? Because it was such a great experience. So yeah, that's a good idea. I appreciate the comment. Sure.
Yeah. Elias, as a guy 60 years older than you, I really I feel so wonderful that you are the future. Persons like you.
Thank you.
You have the passion, the creativity, the drive. So I feel reassured.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
So if you had something in mind for a Greater Than Graves challenge, not the bike ride, but
Sure.
who would you contact? And
Absolutely.
how would you go about getting that kind of energy and how to get the resources to the right places?
Well, you can contact myself, you can contact Kimberly, and also Michaela. I think the three of us, Kimberly, I have to also say I didn't do this before, but I really want to thank Kimberly and Steve and Kathleen. Without them, what I did would not have been possible. When I first contacted them, I thought, it was literally a week later. We were in the planning mode. We were already going at it. So the energy's there. These people and myself, I'd be willing to do whatever I can do, and I'm sure Michaela and Kimberly feel the same way. So yeah, just contact us. Like I said, we're going to send out a newsletter, I think, about it. We're working with some of the lawyers now to talk about some of the different ways that we can go through the bureaucracy. So yeah, any one of us would be great.
What was your biggest logistical challenge?
So logistically, what I did was I planned out the route in my college dorm, and I think not knowing, for bicycling, you must know that there's no really good softwares out there, like what route to take through here, through there. So a lot of times we'd have to map out the route every minute. So it'd be like I'd be on my cell phone, have my cell phone as I'm riding my bike. Oh, where am I going now? And so that was probably the toughest in terms of riding. The other thing it was really tough was to kind of get in touch with people that could help you and get in touch with the media sources. When you're not a huge foundation or a huge group, it's really difficult to do that. So that was one of our biggest challenges in that regard. So I think as we move forward, it'd be really good to find best practices and things like that, where we're not calling media sources who aren't going to call us back. So that was a big challenge.
Take one more question. Anybody? All right.
If you have a question later, yeah, just come find me. I'd be more than happy to sit down and talk with you. So take care, and thank you very much.